back to More Than Just Mama. Well, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about something that can feel elusive when you've been stuck in the daily grind for a while, and that is finding your creative passion again. So whether you're an artist, a writer, or someone who loves to craft like me, this episode will give you some steps to reignite that spark. Do you feel like you've lost yourself in the role of being a mom? Are you struggling to find fulfillment outside of the daily grind? Do you find yourself questioning who you are anymore? Does your current life seem filled with other people's interests but nothing solely yours? Welcome to More Than Just Mama, where we help you take back your identity and find fulfillment beyond the roles of motherhood. I'm Christine, and each week we'll explore topics like self-discovery, personal growth, creativity, and balance to help you reconnect with who you truly are. On More Than Just Mama podcast, we address the common feelings of lost identity and explore ways and means of rediscovering what gives you joy. You'll gain insights into what your passions are and discover actionable steps to help you reconnect with who you are beyond motherhood. If you are ready to feel more fulfilled and reclaim your sense of self, stay tuned as these episodes guide you on that journey. Well, first, let's acknowledge that losing touch with your creative side is a common experience, especially for moms like me and many of you listening. We give so much of our energy to taking care of our families that our own creative pursuits often fall to the bottom of the priority list. Now, for a long time, I myself didn't realize how much I missed being creative because I was so focused on the day-to-day grind. And for me, it was jewelry making. Now, before I started Chrissy Creations, I hadn't touched my tools in years. But I remember the first time I sat down and made something again, and it was like a weight had lifted off of me. I hadn't realized how much I'd missed the process of creating jewelry with my own hands. It was a moment of reconnection. Now, I knew that I loved crafting and being creative, but just focusing on jewelry making seemed to solidify a part of a calling in my life that had been missing, and just kind of just reawakening that desire to have something of my very own, something creative, something I can focus on. Now, why is it important to reclaim your creative passion? Well, it's more than just a fun hobby. Creativity can be a form of self-care. Oh yeah, I know that. Because when you're sitting down and you're doing what you love, creating something, no matter what it is, it's like the stress of the day kind of leaves. All your cares, your worries are put to the back, and you're just living in that moment. It's an outlet for emotions, a way to express yourself, and a reminder that you are more than your responsibilities. Now, when we reconnect with our creative side, it's like we're giving ourselves permission to explore and play again. Being creative is also a form of personal fulfillment. Whether you're making art, writing, cooking, or building something, it taps into that part of you that is unique and deeply personal. Now, for moms, this can be a powerful way to reclaim a sense of identity outside of being mom. Creativity helps us feel more whole. It's almost like that missing piece that brings everything together. So, how do you go about finding what your creative passion is again? Well, start by thinking about what you loved to do before life got busy. What did you enjoy as a kid or as a young adult? Was it painting, crafting, dancing, photography? Oh, you tell me. For me, it was crafting and jewelry making. But For you, of course, it could be something completely different and something even new. So I want you to choose one of them. And then a simple way to start is just to carve out a small pocket of time, even if it's just 15 minutes, to do something creative with it or to start it. It doesn't have to be perfect or even good. It's about enjoying the process. So often when we're out of practice, we can feel intimidated. But remember, the goal isn't to create a masterpiece. It's to rediscover what lights you up, to start awakening those creative juices. So, of course, finding your creative passion isn't always straightforward. I know it wasn't for me. You might have creative blocks, times when you sit down to work on something and nothing comes. Well, that's completely normal. One thing that helps is setting low pressure expectation. That means you're just sitting down for the fun of it. You're giving yourself permission to create bad art, or in my case, bad jewelry. Just playing with it, just working with it, and just getting your hands or yourself familiar with the process again. Or if it's a new process, getting familiar with how things work in creating what you want to create. Just remember, perfectionism can be a huge creativity killer. So let go of the idea that your work has to be perfect and just have fun. Now, there were times when I sat down to make jewelry and the design just wasn't coming together. But I kept going. I kept moving things here and there, kind of visualizing what it would look like. And sometimes those bad pieces sparkled new ideas that turned into something I loved. Creativity is often about trusting the process and being okay with making mistakes. Now, this is something that I have to remind myself over and over again. I found that when I focused on my pieces being perfect, it was no longer fun because I was dictating each part of the process because it had to look perfect. It had to look a certain way. It had to look exactly like what was in my mind, as opposed to just having fun and letting things unfold, as you will. I was focused on it had to look like this. It had to hang like this. It had to be like this, as opposed to just playing and creating and having fun. So now that you've chosen a project and have started, the next key to reigniting your passion is consistency. Now, creativity is like a muscle, so the more you use it, the stronger it gets. I encourage you to create a routine where you dedicate time each week to do something creative. Even if it's just a short session, you'll be amazed at how quickly the ideas start flowing again once you make space for it in your life. And you know what? Even if you don't have enough time, but you have all those ideas flowing, get a notebook or some paper or a blackboard or a whiteboard and just start jotting those down. You might find that as you go around with your day-to-day life, all these ideas are going to keep on popping in your mind. And because you have kind of opened up that creative outlet, that creative flow, that path, you're going to find that even when you're doing something mundane as, like, for example, doing laundry, that may spark an idea. Jot it down. Or even if you have your phone, make a note on it on your phone. Leave yourself text messages or voice messages, however you want. But keep track of all those ideas because you never know. Once your creative muscle starts functioning, you'll be surprised at how many more ideas you're going to get and how many ideas will coincide with what you've been doing and what you started doing. Maybe even make it better and evolve it into something even greater. So if you're feeling ready to find your creative passion again, here are some simple steps you can take. 1. Reconnect with your past creative loves. So as before, I mentioned, make a list of things that you used to love. So what hobbies did you enjoy before life got busy? Revisit at least one of them. Make a list of all of them, but revisit one at a time, or just the one that excites you more. Now, if they still excite you, keep them on the list. If they don't, you can just take them off the list or put them to the side. Now, if you look at your list and you find that they awaken the anticipation of being creative, pick the one that calls to you the most and start with that one. Number 2, Start small. That means do not overwhelm yourself. Commit to 15 to 30 minutes of creative time each week. If you can do more, do more. If you can do small, do small. But do not do more than you are able to. I would suggest tell your family that you are scheduling that time for mommy time, and even go as far as putting it on the calendar. Now, the more your family realizes that you will be absent for those few minutes, the more you will see that they will start to guard that time for you. It is never too early to get cheerleaders on your side, and with their support, you will find that it will be easier to put aside more time for your passion. So start small, get your family on board, and see where that takes you with your passion project. Number 3, let go of perfection. The goal is to enjoy the process, not to create something perfect. I mean, if it comes out perfect, then that's cool. But the main goal is to just start that process of creating, of having fun. Seeking perfection in and of itself is stifling to the process and can stagnate the flow and excitement. Give your excitement and enthusiasm free rein and see where it goes. Of course, as with anything and everything, keep the safety of your loved ones and yourself as a priority. Because sometimes our free rein can mean free rein. Anyway, number 4, experiment with new outlets. Try different forms of creativity and see what resonates with you. This was a big one for me, and it still is a big one for me because I love learning how to use new mediums in jewelry making. Take a look at your project and be open to learning more ways to do it. Or if you feel the need, start another equally exciting project. Just remember to start small, especially if you have a list of things you want to learn like I do. So here's something to reflect on this week. What creative activity could you reintroduce into your life right now? And how would you feel to reconnect with that part of yourself? Write about it or just spend time thinking about it. And remember, creativity is a powerful tool for self-expression and self-care. And you deserve to make time for it. Well, ladies, mamas, that's it for today. And I hope you feel inspired to find your creative passion again. And remember, it's never too late to start. Now, if today's episode resonated with you and you're ready to find your creative spark again and you need help, let's connect. Take advantage of scheduling a free discovery call. The link is in the show notes below. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me on More Than Just Mama. I hope you found today's episode insightful and inspiring. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider sharing, subscribing, rating, and leaving a review. It really helps us reach more listeners who might benefit from our conversations. Don't forget to connect with us on Facebook and our website, revealedconfidence.com, for more updates and resources. And remember, you are more than just a mom. You are a creative, passionate individual with dreams to pursue. Until next time, take care and keep taking steps towards rediscovering your true self.